there, my name is Eunice Njeri and this is Hustles Zetu. Today's segment is the winning brands segment. I am delighted to be hosting a man who is doing amazing stuff within Nakuru City, and our topic is growing a brand in Nakuru City. Karibu sana, and kindly introduce yourself to our viewers.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is George Muturi. I'm the Executive Director, MG Innovation Hub. MG Innovation Hub is an ICT and innovation center that focuses on empowering the society through the digital space, that is ICT and innovation. We focus on three key areas or thematic areas. The first one is ICT and innovation. We also focus on entrepreneurship with a bias to youth and women. And the third thematic area is the creative economy. Yes.
So George, how is it like building a brand? Because yours is a brand, MG Innovative Hub. How is it like growing a brand from the ground up in Nakuru City?
It's not easy building something from nothing and see it grow. A lot of challenges, and this goes not just to a brand but any business or any idea anyone would have.
All right.
It requires a lot of hard work, resilience, and not giving up. A lot of challenges around any business that you'll want to build, because remember, you're venturing into a space that you've never been to before. So these are what we call uncharted waters, and it's not easy, but you have to do it. You have to keep doing it. You have to do a lot of research just to understand the space that you want to venture
into,
and be ready for any setbacks, any challenge that will come on the way. Have a thick skin to be able to just maneuver. Yeah, it's not easy. And also building a brand in Nakuru, because I would say we still are growing urban center, and some of the challenges you find, the residents are not always willing to move and work with a new brand. They want a brand that is established, it's well known, it's a national brand or an international brand. So when you're trying to come up with something new, something fresh, it's not easy, but again, that's what life is all about, just making the impossible possible. Yeah.
Wow. So how has your work history been like, and how did that influence you to now come and establish your brand?
I'm lucky this is not the first brand that I'm building from scratch. I have another company called Ideal Sound Entertainment, and will be clocking 10 years into like the event space. We started as a very small company or business, and with time we've grown, and we've really captured the market, and I will say we are a household name here in Nakuru and maybe beyond. We are not yet where we would want to be, but again, it's a journey we are willing to continue walking. We're not even a quarter of where we would want to see Ideal Sound as a brand and as a company. And remember, that has taken me 10 years, because November this year will have clocked 10 years. We've learned so much in that journey, and we become better every single day. That doesn't mean there are no challenges around it. So that's part of life. That's part of anything that anyone would venture into. And I think that 10 plus or 10 years has really taught me so much in terms of being resilient, in terms of being creative, in terms of being able to go around obstacles and hurdles along the way. And that has helped me now to build this second brand, MG Innovation Hub, and it's been easier because the mistakes that I made
with Ideal Sounds
with
are
Ideal
different.
Sound, now I know better. The other thing, I've grown my network, I've grown in terms of my business acumen skills. I've gotten better, so I know what to do and what not to do. Of course, not all the time, because sometimes you think things will work and they don't. But again, I would say I'm better. Now building this second brand has been easier than when I was building the first.
The experience has made
the
you
experience better. And the relationships that we've built along the way, the networks, the portfolio. Because you find at one point or another, this second brand is getting customer from the first brand and from the goodwill we have from the first brand, that is Ideal Sound. So that has really helped to grow the brand and even taking a shorter time, because we only started in January.
This MG Marketing
Yes,
Hub.
January this year, and here we are. We can look and say the traction is good, and we are optimistic that before the year ends, we'll be somewhere.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So you have been in the marketplace, not employed before?
I've been employed before.
Okay.
I'm a jack of all trades. Am I a master of none? I don't know.
You can hustles. That's the word to use.
Yes. So I was previously employed at Absa Bank.
Okay.
And I worked for 10 years before I resigned in 2021 to now fully focus on building and growing the brand Ideal Sound. So when I resigned and started building like 100% Ideal Sound, I realized I had a lot of time in my hands, and now that is how I got another idea of starting a social media or a digital marketing firm called MG Marketing, and I did that for 1 year, and then I was now pushing the brand MG Marketing. A lot of other great ideas came along, and that's how MG Marketing gave birth to MG Innovation Hub.
Wow.
So MG Marketing is now part of MG Innovation Hub. MG Innovation Hub is doing quite a number of things, and now MG Marketing is part of it. So under MG Marketing, we'll help clients or businesses to connect with their potential clients. We handle their social media marketing. We help them in terms of developing social media and digital strategies and how to just push a brand into the market. Digital space.
All right.
Yeah, so we did MG Marketing for 1 year. We still own, it's part of in this space that we are in. Then the dream of now wanting to do more was born, and now under MG Innovation Hub, we are able to impact more lives, and we are able to do so much.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, you've mentioned creatives, and the reason I am very interested, or actually got interested in this, is that when I started Hustles Z2, some of the questions or the inquiries people are I'm getting from people online is that please talk about the youth and tell and highlight opportunities. Creativity for the youth today. How would you help a youth who's listening to us right now and urge them to build whatever talent or whatever idea that they have? And especially the youth in Nakuru City.
The youth in Nakuru. So the youthful population are a resource and a blessing to any economy.
Yeah, true.
Because they provide labor, the labor force, or labor, let's not say force.
Yeah,
they
true.
provide the labor or the workforce in the economy. And it's unfortunate today that the highest number of unemployed in the population are the youth.
Yeah.
And we all know why we are where we are. And us as a hub, we are really passionate and keen when it comes to the youth agenda and how can we empower the youth. And if you look clearly at all the 3 thematic areas that I've mentioned, they all give focus to the youth.
Wow.
Our first thematic area is innovation and ICT. This is a big space
for the youth.
The youth can plug in and play. And for the digital space and innovation, you don't need anyone to employ you. You can do your own thing within that space and be able to earn from the space.
Wow.
So digital space has revolutionized the way we live, we work, we interact, and socialize.
Yeah, true.
There is Facebook, there is Instagram, there is TikTok now, there is Twitter, there is even the new one, hardly two weeks old, Thread.
Yeah.
And if the youths are keen enough to realize this, then they can be able to get a livelihood out of this space. Yeah. So when it comes to the creative space, creative economy is huge. It's a big multi-billion industry in the world today, in Africa and
globally,
also in Kenya.
Yeah, true.
It's a huge industry. And if someone is able to position themselves well, they can build a career, they can build an employment, and they can build a business out of the space. That is the creative economy. And the creative economy is wide. There is the issue of arts. Arts, there is performing and there is visual. When you talk of performing arts, those are artists, comedians or actors, actresses.
Yeah.
When you talk of visual arts, you're talking of painters.
Yeah.
There's also the bit of craft. Craft is part of the creative economy. When you talk of craft, you're talking those guys who do beadwork. They're able to do belts. They're able to carve sculptures out of wood or stone or any other material, and they are able to sell that particular product to buyers. You get that is there. Then still under the creative economy, we have media. Now we've seen media has changed. It's not the media we used to know 5-10 years ago.
Yeah, true.
With a smartphone connected to internet, you can be able to have your own online TV or online radio.
Yeah, very true.
Build your content, make your money, get clients. We see people today who have large following on the different platforms, charging people to advertise their products.
Very true, yeah.
And services, and you make money. So the challenge to the youth today is look at what is there. For me, that is what I say. What do you have in your hands? Then with what you have in your hands, make it work. If you have a smartphone on your phone and you spend a lot of your time on the different social, use it positively. A lot of people today spend, if not half the number of hours in their day on social media, more. What are they looking for? This is a good and perfect opportunity. There is a huge market. We say today the biggest marketplace today we have in the world is the social media.
Wow, very true. That's very true.
So if you're able to use your energy and channel them to looking at the opportunities that are there,
that you can use,
you'll be able to get something for yourself.
Okay.
I'm not trying to take this responsibility of the government creating opportunities for the youth.
For the youth, yeah.
But you see, we are so many of us. The opportunities are limited. If you look at the national government, all of us cannot fit there. If you look at the county government, all of us cannot fit there. If you look at the private sector, they are limited with the economy the way it's tight, with the number of people they can employ.
Yeah.
So we need to be creative and see how can we employ ourselves, which is the other route that we can take, and we are able to provide a livelihood for ourselves. There are so many ways. So what we are saying to the other stakeholders out there, the government, county government, development partners, what we call the faith-based organization, the NGOs out there, be enablers for the youth to be able
to
to take these opportunities and run with them.
So, George, you've seen, you grew up here, I would want to assume?
Yes, I'm born and bred in Nakuru, Kaptembo to be precise.
Oh.
And I'm really proud of where I grew up.
Wow.
And I'm really proud of where I grew up because it's part of my story. It is why I am who I am today.
Wow,
yeah,
nice.
Yeah.
So before we go for a short break, in about a minute, how have you seen Nakuru grow, and is the shape or the narrative of, okay, we actually now a city, how have you seen Nakuru continue to develop and evolve, and do you think we are ready to compete with bigger cities such as Nairobi in about a minute?
Okay.
Yeah.
So Nakuru is a very interesting, beautiful and amazing place and city for anyone. I will not like look at any other place and say it's better than Nakuru, maybe because I've lived all my life here and I've seen how this town has grown and shaped to be what it is today. Of course, we are not where we would want to be, but we are somewhere. If I look at the 90s, because that is when I was really a very small boy, the town and how it looks today, we are in the right direction. Maybe the pace is slow, but we will gradually get there. And we just need to be a little patient and everything will unfold. So for me, what I would say, most people say Nakuru is a slow town, there's no circulation of money. I will not agree to that. Of course, we can't rival Nairobi. They are a capital city, and Mombasa, they have some advantage that we don't have. But what is interesting, I think a year or 2 years back, if it's 2021, it's 2020, and I stand to be corrected, Nakuru was the second largest contributor of the GDP in Kenya.
Wow.
So we were second from Nairobi to Libit, Mombasa, Kisumu, and Kiambu. No, don't even mention Eldoret, and Kiambu. Yeah. So that shows there is so much. We have advantage that no other city or county in Kenya has. We are centrally, strategically located in the map of Kenya.
Wow.
So we are the gateway to any part of Kenya that you want to go. So from Mombasa, goods want to get to the other
Kisumu,
side, Kisumu, Malaba border, you have to go through Nakuru.
Wow.
So we are centrally located. Okay. So we that's an advantage if you look at it. We are a rich agricultural county and town for that matter. Okay. So food is available and plenty of it. If you look at the real estate in Nakuru compared to Mombasa, Nairobi, Kisumu and Eldoret, it's very affordable. You get? And we have a youthful population. So that is another advantage. So for me, I would say just give Nakuru 2 or 3 years and people will be surprised. We can even beat Nairobi as much as they are the capital in terms of contributing to the GDP. Okay. Quite a number of interesting things are happening today in Nakuru. So there's an airport in Lanet, which will be done hopefully by the end of the year. If that happens, tourism and hospitality industry will just blow up in this town.
It is very, very
We'll
true.
have a lot of international and even local tourists visiting our town. Because you find sometimes, if you're from Mombasa and you want to come to Nakuru, it's a long journey if you drive.
Okay.
And if you take flight to Nairobi, then you drive, it doesn't make sense. So you find someone skips Nakuru and they go to Eldoret or Kisumu or another place that has an airport. So if we have this airport ready by end of the year, it will open up, hotel business will boom in this town, hospitality, tourism will really benefit. We also have the new international stadium, Afraha Stadium, that is it's under refurbishment. And initially it was only used for football. Right now, what it's been done there, it will have even indoor games. You get? Okay. So what that means, if you have an airport and you have an international stadium that meet international standards, that means a team from Mombasa can fly and come play in Nakuru and go back. Wow. So they are bringing revenue.
Wow.
You get?
Nakuru,
so all these things are like enablers to make our economy grow We are not saying that's all we need. We need more. The county government needs to do more. And we're even encouraging investors who go in there. If you want to invest, Nakuru is the safe place to do your business. We have a friendly county, and you can easily be able to get your paperwork and start your business. We have a ready labor force or workforce here in Nakuru, very youthful, wase vijana wako ready kuchangamka na kuchapa job. So that makes Nakuru a good town, and we believe in 2, 3, 4, 5 years we'll be talking of a different story.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So this is end of part 1 of our conversation with George Muturi, and we are talking about building a brand in Nakuru City. We are going for a short break, and we shall be right back. Keep it here. Hustles Zetu, and my name is Eunice Muturi. Hey, welcome back to the show. I am with George Muturi, and we are talking about growing a brand in Nakuru City. So karibu sana George.
Asante.
Now, as a marketer and having grown and lived in Nakuru, and now being an entrepreneur, Nakuru is evolving, it's shaping up, it's becoming a city. Which industries do you think are bound to experience mega growth?
Yeah, so for me, I think the industry that, according to me, I stand to be corrected,
True.
is hospitality industry.
It's gonna grow.
And has started growing. Like the hotels we have in Nakuru, though we need more. And here when I talk of Nakuru, I'm speaking of Nakuru town. And I'm also talking of Naivasha, because Naivasha municipality is
part
still
of Nakuru County.
Within Nakuru County.
Okay.
The hospitality industry has really grown because of conferencing. And conferencing, what they call MICE industry, has a big budget. And this is from government, from the private sector, and also from the NGOs.
Okay.
They put a big budget when it comes to conferencing. So we expect that industry has already started growing, but to like double or even triple. The other industry that we are, or rather I'm expecting to see grow is the industry of the space of events. Events will grow. Now with the airport here,
True.
and with a stadium that is of international standards, you find some events are not brought to Nakuru because there is not enough space to accommodate the number of audience, or they don't have enough facilities that can take up such big events. So
true.
with the stadium complete, we expect the event space to give us opportunity to more international events. We also expect the sports space to really grow now that we have a Fraha stadium to get like
even in maybe national level matches happening
even international. Kenya are bidding to host Africa Cup of Nations together with I think TZ and UG. So part of the, if that goes through, part of those matches will be played in Kenya, and you find maybe one in Nairobi, 2 Mombasa, Nakuru. It depends. Now that we have an airport, that's very achievable. We have stadium that meets the international standard, and we have an airport that makes it easier for people to move from point A to point B. So we expect that industry to grow. We also expect the industry under the space of transport to grow. Very soon we'll have shuttle services from Nairobi, wherever point to the airport. We expect logistic companies to start setting up offices and go down around that place of Lanet and the outskirts. We expect that to grow. The other industry we expect to grow is in terms of industries or manufacturing industry, because you find most people will say operating in a town or in a place that you don't have
industries.
An airport, it becomes
a bit
becomes
hard. Okay.
But now with the airport, you'll find this industry will now be attracted to invest and build plants in Nakuru.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm looking at it from a holistic angle, and I'm thinking a lot of things will change. There are franchises like Art Cafe, CJ. You see, Nakuru has really grown. Like now we have Java, we have KFC, we have Galitos are coming in, and so many other. So with an airport coming, we expect even more brands, more local, national, and international black brands that are not in Nakuru to start setting up shop in Nakuru.
Wow.
So for me, I'm very much
pretty
optimistic and excited just to see how everything will fall in place in the next couple of years, 2, 3, 4 years from now, just how the town will look.
Now, question. I have had the privilege of living in Nairobi and in Nakuru. And these are two different worlds in terms of now the marketplace. I have a friend who told me, nyinyi watu wa Nakuru mtaamshwa na watu kutoka Nairobi. Do you think Nakurians are ready? Because ukikuja tao by 8 a.m. saa zingine parking spaces are all over because there are no people, watu wajafika tao. Ama by 6 p.m., 7 p.m. in the evening, maybe latest 8 p.m., watu wameshatoka tao. Do you think the people in Nakuru are ready for the competition that is going to come with new investors coming in and maybe them employing people from Nairobi and telling them, I want you to head my branch here and focus on the region? Are we ready as the Nakuru residents for the competition?
Interesting.
Yeah, true.
Right now, if you come to town after 9, you'll have a challenge getting a parking spot.
After 9
it's improving.
AM.
Even 8. Even
After 9
8,
a.m.
Guys start coming to town from 6:30, 7. It's picking up slowly by slowly. So after 9, you will have a challenge getting parking. The rest of the day until maybe people start leaving town, 6:30, 7. I think this is a challenge that Nakuruans we need to take and let not other people come and take the opportunities that is already there. Because people already know what we need to do in this town. We need to get to that space where some businesses are operating 24 hours. Like right now, we have like 85% of banks that are in Kenya in Nakuru. If you take it back, I was a banker, so I know this. If you take it back to around 2010, we only had a couple of those big banks, the Tier 1 and Tier 2. Tier 3, we didn't have any. And even Tier 1, not all of them. But right now, every year, you get a bank that was not there setting up shop in Nakuru. A bank that was in Nakuru opening a second or a third branch. You have, I think KCB has, or COP has 3 or 4 branches, I'm not sure. But that can tell you the kind of growth you have. And you know, Nakuru in terms of the CBD is very small. So having those like 40-something banks here, not different banks, but if you count, Absa wako na 2, nani wako na 3, 4 hivyo. They're around 40-something in this small space. So that shows you the circulation of money. Of course, there is more to be done, not like Nairobi, but we are Nakuru. We can't keep comparing ourselves with Nairobi because Nairobi is the capital. We can even grow and become bigger than Nairobi. So we don't have to keep having this comparison. Like we are not tied to that. And the other beautiful thing about Nakuru, and this one we expect to change very soon, in terms of people leaving the town very early, there is that culture of nightlife that is starting to crawl in. From a business, if I look at it from a business perspective, it's a good thing. That means people don't leave town early. So that means entrepreneurs have more time to get clients and make sales. So I'm also looking at it in terms of there's still circulation even beyond 6, 7 p.m. We have a bank like DTB here in Nakuru. They close at 8 p.m.
Oh, interesting.
8 p.m. They open even on Sunday. So that should tell you something. And DTB is the only bank in Nakuru that is working past 6 p.m.
Wow.
They operate until 8 p.m.
Wow.
They can't be operating until 8 p.m. if they are not having any transactions. So that means their customers
we are
who are coming to either
withdraw
or deposit.
Yeah.
Also, that means those guys from their businesses, they are making sales at usiku. So we are in the right track towards
building the
where
city
we want to be.
Exactly.
So the county government needs to do a lot in terms of improving security within the CBD and beyond, just to ensure the business people are comfortable and even the customers and the residents of Nakuru are comfortable just doing business and going about their own businesses in town. Some nice, interesting restaurants are starting to come up. There's a restaurant called Baba Restaurant. They are closing at 11 p.m. So this is a challenge. We want to get to a place where we can have a 24 hours economy, whereby people can be able to access services. People can be able to do their businesses at whatever time. So I was speaking about the nightlife in Nakuru. There are so many what we call clubs coming up and places of leisure that are coming up. And if you happen to walk around, you'll always see the parking is almost full and it cuts across. It could be a Monday, it could be a whatever day. And Nakuru is just like Las Vegas, and that's why it's called Las Vegas, and that's why it's called Las Vegas. Las Vegas is known for gambling, gambling and a lot of nightlife, but we choose to look at the business side of it. It's a vibrant economy, and if it's secure for people to do business at night, then that one helps to grow the economy. Of course, there are other vices that comes around with that. We believe we are cultured people, so we will still be able to contain ourselves and just focus on the benefit of just being able to do business past 6 p.m. So,
now, on that was on now thoughts that have been shared by people in Nairobi, and they think watakuja kuamsha this sleeping town. But we also have another flip side of this town, Nakuru City. We have seen very big brands, Nakumat. We hear the story of Nakumat began from here. There's Tuskies. I even think Naivas, I believe
Naivas and also Quickmart, which is really doing on an upward
expansion plan. Exactly. So how can me, assuming I run a clothing business and I want to set up a retail chain of business, somehow I've heard people say that you can begin in Nakuru, but for you to grow and really just blossom, you have to think Nairobi. How can this narrative be changed?
For me, I believe it doesn't have to happen like that. It's unfortunately, if you have to grow, if you're a business in Nakuru and you have to grow, first you need to have the Nairobi as a market for you now to be able to expand. I think that's narrative we can be able to change. And this again goes two ways, because it's dictated by us, the resident. A brand is built by clients, by customers. It's customers who build clients, not businesses. Because if clients buy into your brand, they will support your brand and it will grow and you'll grow and go and expand.
Exactly.
But if they don't, then you don't grow. So this is what I find interesting. People still believe, as Nakuru, we don't give the same quality of whatever we do, same as Nairobi and beyond. If it's a service or if it's a product. But my challenge would be, how about the business people in Nakuru, like take this challenge and offer the same quality of service and products that is offered in Nairobi. Then we also challenge the residents of Nakuru to build and buy, or rather to buy Nakuru stuff and help those brands grow. So sometimes it's interesting, and I was having a conversation with another person who's from Nakuru but does most her business in Nairobi. So what was interesting, most of our clients are from Nakuru, not Nairobi
They are
people,
from Nakuru.
but they travel from Nakuru and
To
go
go
to
buy.
Nairobi. Then they are like, "Ah, siwe nakujua when you want." But those products, she produces them from Nakuru. She's in the fashion industry, so
Wow.
she designs her pieces, make them nicely. And when a client calls, because she was initially in Nairobi, then she came back, they are like, "Eh, nasini nakujua." So all of them have used money to go to Nairobi,
only to find.
because when a client calls you, they don't tell you they're in Nakuru. They are like, "Hey, so where is your shop located?" They know we can meet in this and this place. You get my point.
Yeah.
So I think as a business community, we need to get our quality and standard to match what Nairobi can do. Then Nakuru residents, we are also giving you this challenge. Let's now start promoting our own. Let's buy brands
local
from
in Nakuru. Now,
and
you're
support them.
very well positioned in the marketplace, and interestingly, you're doing entrepreneurship. How can we, the residents of Nakuru, with businesses in Nakuru, begin to voice this and champion, like, let's support businesses here, keep the money here? Because if I go shop in Woolworths in Nairobi, if they still exist, then I'm taking my money from here and taking it to Nairobi. How can we encourage this conversation of people in Nakuru buying products from here without us having to lose that revenue into the Nairobi County?
So for me, I would say it is all of us, and it's our responsibility to build this town.
Yeah.
If you still having that mentality, I want to go to somewhere better, penye wengine wametengeneza ndo unataka kubenefit, I'll challenge you, stay back here, let's build it all of us and make it better for the coming generation. So let's start supporting our own business people. Let's start supporting products that are manufactured and produced in Nakuru. Let's support those businesses. If we support those businesses and they start growing and expanding, it's good for our town, because wherever they go, that money will still find it.
Exactly.
It's way here. I also try, or rather I would also challenge the business community to kubali to invest. Let's get in terms of the quality, the workforce that we need to give the level of service, the quality of products that is given elsewhere by investing in our businesses.
Do you think expos help? We've seen people trying to organize like Nakuru Market Day Expo. I don't know that they have something like that. There's a social media platform that organizes something like that. Do you think an increase of these expos would help us be able to push this narrative in the market?
Yeah, it will help, but it will take only more than one person to push this agenda. It will need all of us to come to the same table and set the tone. This is what we want to do. This is where we want to go. And we can all go as one. For example, the expo you're talking about, we need the county government to be in there and be like on the front line. Like we say, we're doing an expo for fashion, we are doing an expo for other products, we are doing an expo for whatever. That will really help in terms of making people understand what we need to offer and the quality of what we're offering. We also need to have capacity building for entrepreneurs to know why someone will not buy a shoe from Nakuru
and they'll buy one in
Nairobi. You get, we need to capacity build and help them understand.
I think George, when you've mentioned shoes, I've seen City Walk in Nairobi. We have a City Walk in Nakuru, right?
Yeah.
But do people even know City Walk has a branch in Nakuru? Do they? And how can we be able to now? We are both in marketing spaces. How can we push this narrative? Badala nitoke hapa nichome fare ama fuel, how can we now be able to publicize these branches, these big brands that are coming here?
So for me, I would say, if you would go buy, not because of quality or anything, in Nairobi, and we have the same quality in Nakuru, then I will say that business has not marketed their brand and their business well. So they should just invest in terms of putting themselves out there and letting people know what they offer as a business, be it a product, be it a service. So I will put that mostly on the business. From their end, not being able to be visible. You know, visibility is very important when it comes to marketing, brand visibility. If I don't know you offer a particular service, then I will never come to you for that service. You get? So it's not even an issue of quality or pricing. It's an issue of, I don't know you offer that particular. So I think as stakeholders within Nakuru, we should have like an agency or a board that pushes in terms of marketing the brands that are in
coming
Nakuru,
or
the
coming
businesses that are in Nakuru, for people to know what Nakuru has to offer as a county, what Nakuru has to offer as a city. You get? There are so many fun places people can go when it comes to the space of tourism, but people don't know. Even as residents of Nakuru, you realize there's a place that you never know, because we've not had like an institution that has been mandated to make sure we are marketing the Nakuru as an investment destination.
Should we take up that opportunity?
So again, as I say, you find some things require more than one person to make it happen. As individual private sector, you might try through an association, but you need all the players on the table. You need the national government, the county government, you need the county government, you need the other stakeholders, the business community to come together, put their efforts together, and push the agenda of marketing Nakuru as an investment destination. Wow.
As we begin to wind up, George, tell us about the orange economy.
So orange economy, it's not new. It's been there. It will still be there. The only thing, it has not been referred as such. So the way we have a blue economy, if I talk about a blue economy, you know, I'm talking about the ocean, the sea. I'm talking about oil, gas mining. I'm talking about the aquatic life. I'm talking about the resources we have within the coastal area. So that is what they refer as the blue economy. So the minerals they get, the aquatic resource they have in the ocean and in the seas. They are talking about there's so many other things that are built around the advantage of having large water bodies, and that's what they refer to as the blue economy. So orange economy is a mix of the digital economy and the creative economy combined together. Then you have the orange economy. The person who coined the word orange economy is Felipe. I don't know why he decided on orange, but again, so blue we know is from the ocean blue. So for the orange, not sure. I will research. Maybe if we ever have another opportunity, we'll be able to remember and mention. But basically, the orange economy, the idea is bringing the digital economy, the creative economy, and the media together and see how you push that whole economy to just make sure your economy in general is growing. So like for the orange economy contributes about 5.5% of Africa contribution to the GDP. And if you take that number to Kenya, probably 4.4% of the same in terms of that space. That's a huge one. Because if you consider agriculture is doing 33% and all of us focus is on agriculture, this one doing 4.4 and there is no much focus. So if you put the effort, the same effort, or even if not the same, slightly more, we will make the sector grow. We will provide more opportunities for job creation for the youth, because they are the ones who will play a major role in the orange economy and in the digital space, which you're now calling the orange economy, when we'll have been able to some point reduce the issue of unemployment.
So George, kindly look at your camera and tell people in a nutshell about MG and how they can get you. Tell them your location and your phone number as we wind up.
So MG Innovation Hub is an innovation and ICT space, and our core focus is empowering the society through ICT and innovation. We do quite a number of things. We have 3 thematic areas. We have ICT and innovation, we have entrepreneurship for women and youth, and we also focus on the creative economy. So basically ours is to empower the youth and women in our society. To get to understand more about us, you can visit us at Riva Business Center, 5th floor, room S15. That's where our offices are. Or you can visit our website, that is www.mgihub.com, or you can visit our different social media, that is Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at mgihub, or you can also check us out on Threads. Thank you very much.
Wow, thank you very much, George Muturi, the MG of the executive director of MG Innovation Hub. Yes, thank you very much for this session. So we are grateful to have had this very informative conversation on growing a brand from Nakuru City. George has been building 2 brands. He has Ideal Sounds and he has his current company, which is barely, I think, a year old, and he's doing quite well. So kindly follow us on all social media platforms, on Facebook, YouTube, and also on TikTok. Yes, Hustles Zetu is on TikTok. So my name is Eunice Njeri. This is Hustles Zetu. And remember to let your light shine in the marketplace. Bye-bye.